It was a beautiful night on the island of Sodor. The day's work was done, and the engines traveled safely home.
So, Alfred, attempted sorting more coaches today?
Maybe. Have you two made any more middle engines lately?
Good one, old friend.
I have to admit, I'm surprised how friendly you three are. I wouldn't be surprised if you always had been.
Oh, it wasn't always like that, believe me.
Really? What happened?
Well, it all started about a week after Diesel came back to help with the shunting yard.
And this was the story Alfred told. The B12 and the Gronks. Alfred and Diesel were feeling rushed off their wheels. Ever since Diesel had returned from York, the shunting yards seemed busier than ever. And it didn't make things better, as James and Alfred were still having their feud after the whole Captain Call's sword incident, which made things much more complicated and caused a bad atmosphere around the yards.
Oi! 98462! Where are my trucks?
Hey! Rusty Red Scrap Iron! How about some patience? Diesel's fetching them, not me!
Well, I'll be patient when my punishment is over. You caused all this on me.
Ha! If you haven't tried to trap me in that cave, you wouldn't be in this mess! Ugh, why don't you go kiss a tar wagon or something? Alright, you two, break it up! Oy vey. James, your trucks are ready, so go collect them.
Gladly. Anything to get away from him.
Are you okay, Alfred?
To be honest, Diesel, I'm not. You weren't here at the time, but ever since the incident with Captain Callus's golden sword a few months ago, things between me and James have been getting out of control. All he ever does is harass and insult me, and he reminds me of my past actions right to my face.
Well, I don't think you're that engine anymore. Besides, you're a good enough engine to become friends with Diesel, and a lot of steamies would be shocked by that.
Indeed. All the same, we do need some help around these yards. There's way too much work here for just us.
Tell me about it. At this rate, we all might be running ourselves into the ground.
Oh, bust my buffers! Come in, Gordon! I'm so sorry!
Later that morning, Diesel went to collect some coaches for Henry's local train. As he arrived at the carriage shed, he saw the Fat Controller waiting for him.
Oh dear, what have I done this time?
Hello, Diesel. I check it things have been rather stressful in the yard since Jook left.
Indeed, sir. I don't know if I'm standing on my roof or on my wheels. Alfred can tell you the same thing.
You look the right way up to me. Cheer up, you'll be managing the yards just for today, as I've found 2 engines who will be willing to work with you both.
Really? Who are they, sir?
Wait and see. And with that, the fat controller left, leaving Diesel to wonder who the new engines were.
Well, it's about time we finally get some help around here.
Plus, some help will hopefully cut down the atmosphere between you and James.
I hope so. You wouldn't believe what he said to me while I was getting his next line of trucks ready.
And why did you say that?
Among the other usual insults, he keeps baying about how tender engines don't shunt, as well as saying that if I was a proper engine, I wouldn't be in the yards at all, shunting for those more important engines. I told him if he was a proper engine, he wouldn't be stuck doing construction work. After that, he belted right up.
Nice one. Well, if the jokes are over, we'd better get some sleep.
The next morning, as Alfred and Diesel were being readied by their crews, they could hear the sound of a little engine puffing towards them, with the unfamiliar purring of some unknown diesels. They looked up to see Thomas coming towards them, and with him were 2 diesel shunters that Diesel instantly recognized.
Splatter? Dodge?
Diesel?
Wait, you know these 2?
Of course I do. They're Deal 10's henchmen back at the Diesel Works.
Actually, we're Diesel 10's former henchmen.
Yeah, we got a new boss now.
And who would that be?
Ahem, you're looking at him.
So you 2 are the shunters that will help us in the yards.
Indeed we are.
Yeah, the boss told us you guys were struggling, so we're here to help.
Exactly.
Although we still don't have no idea what that word means.
Alright, you 2, that's enough. Anyway, I promised the Fat Controller you both would be on your best behaviour while you're here. So I better not get any word of you 2 causing trouble, okay?
Don't worry, boss.
We'll be on our very best behavior.
Good. Now if you excuse me, I must find Annie and Clarabelle. It's time for my first branch line train.
Of course. I'll show you where they are. Alfred, if you could, please show Splatter and Dodge around the yards.
Of course. Come on, you 2.
It may have backfired with Brian and Dylan, but if I know Splatter and Dodge, and I know Splatter and Dodge, they're more gullible than, well, a gullible thing. I'll have them eating out of the palm of my hand. If engines could eat and had hands anyway. This'll be easy.
He soon found the Diesels arranging his trucks of building supplies and rolled alongside.
Well.
Well, what?
Isn't the red engine who been neglected to construction work? All because he ditched his assignment.
Oh yeah, how does that feel being off of past your train duties?
James ignored the 2 and began his plan.
I hear you're both gonna be working with Diesel and Alfred from now on, am I right?
Yeah?
What's it to you?
Well, have you 2 ever heard of what Alfred had done in the past when he first came to Sodor?
No, why shouldn't we?
Yeah, he's just an engine.
Just an engine, of course. An engine who's also a murderer.
A murderer?
I don't believe it.
Oh, but it's true. One day, many years ago, he attempted to blow up Gordon and Henry for thinking they replaced him. Luckily for them, he blew himself up instead.
No.
Yes. When Alfred came back recently, he blamed Thomas for making him leave his passengers behind, So he stole Annie and Clarabelle as revenge, and after that, he tried to blow him up too, with dynamite in the cave.
Splatter and Dodge didn't know what to say. They were so eager to make friends with Alfred that after hearing all of this, they now didn't know what to do. James smirked, knowing his plan was now in motion.
If I were you two, I'd want to teach Alfred a lesson he'll never forget.
Yeah?
We will.
Later that day, Alfred was collecting coal trucks for the coal hopper in Knapford Yards. As he was being coupled up, he saw Splatter and Dodge coming towards him, and before he knew it, he was stuck in the middle.
Oh, bother! Why could you go and do that?
The green pig in the middle.
The old teacher was trying to blow up the boss.
How does it feel now, Freddy boy?
Who asked you? Huh.
With coal trucks in front of him and coal trucks behind him, Alfred had to go slowly. As Alfred was shunting his trucks into the siding, Thomas arrived with a goods train from Farquhar.
Hi, Alfred. How have Splatter and Dodge been doing?
Splatter and Dodge! They had been Peter King until they made me a middle engine and accused me of trying to murder you!
They did what?
Yup, and I don't know what they were talking about! We may have our disputes, but as far as I'm aware, I never tried to murder you!
Exactly! That doesn't sound like Splatter and Dodge at all. They may be a bit clueless at times, but they would never be downright cruel to another entrant. I'll have to talk with them about this. I'm sorry about what happened, Alfred.
And Thomas did indeed talk to Splatter and Dodge, and scolded them severely for their trick.
I am very, very disappointed in you both. I expected better from you.
But boss, Alfred deserved it.
Yeah, not only he tried to murder Gordon, and he tried to get rid of you as well, and...
Enough! I don't know where you heard that load of scrap from, but I don't want to hear any more. Alfred has been trying to reform himself for weeks. He saved me and Percy, and he doesn't need you two to treat him like a criminal. I don't want to hear anything like that ever again. Do you hear?
Yes, boss.
Sorry, boss.
Right. Now, you two need to apologise to Alfred tomorrow. He really has been working hard to better himself.
Don't worry, boss.
We will.
Good. Now, try and get some sleep. We've all got a long day tomorrow. See you tomorrow.
And Thomas puffed away, leaving Splatter and Dodge alone, feeling both guilty and confused as well. James had told them that Alfred had tried to murder Thomas, but now Thomas was telling them that Alfred had saved him and Percy from a trap sprung by Sailor John. They began to wonder if James had been lying to them. That night, Splatter and Dodge were waiting for Alfred to come back to the sheds so they could make their apology, but instead, Diesel came into the sheds.
Alfred's sleeping at Tibbet's sheds tonight. I take it you both want to make your apology to him.
Indeed we do.
So, but we are also confused.
What about?
Well, we were told that Alfred tried to murder Gordon and Henry in 1925. Stole boss's coaches in retaliation of leave his passengers behind when he was...
But now the boss told us that he saved him and Percy from being sprung by Sailor John during the whole Captain Color, and now we don't know what to believe anymore.
Seems to me that someone is lying to you.
Are you saying we've been had?
Oh my gosh. Splatter, we've been tricked. But James did tell us that what Alfred has done.
Oh, when I get my buffalo engine, I'm going to.
Easy, you two. You can deal with James in the morning. Right now, I believe you have an apology to make to someone.
Indeed we do. Come on, Dodge.
At Tidmouth Sheds, Alfred couldn't sleep. He was still thinking about what to say to Splatter and Dodge the next time he saw them, when he heard the rumbling of diesels coming towards him.
What do you want?
We come to apologize for what we did to you today.
Yeah, we came to tell you that it was James who put those ideas in murder and trying to do away with Boss back in 2020.
Thank you both sincerely. I should have known he would try this again.
Well, we got an idea on how to get back at James for what he did to us.
You want in?
Oh, you bet I do.
And as the stars twinkled above Tidmouth Sheds, the two diesels explained their plan to Alfred. The next morning, as James backed onto his trucks of building materials, Splatter and Dodge cruised up.
Morning, Splatter. Morning, Dodge. Has Alfred been causing any trouble for you two?
No, James. You've been causing trouble for us.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
We know what you've been trying to do to us, James. It's not going to work.
Now, come on, you two. Alfred can't be trusted. He tried to get rid of your boss, remember?
No, Alfred saved our boss.
It's you we don't trust. We don't want or won't take that kind of treatment from any other engine.
What are you saying?
It's what Alfred's gonna do to you.
What?
Little red piggy in the middle.
Just like you, Alfred.
I am not like Alfred, and I am not a middle engine. Stop laughing. Stop laughing. It's not funny.
Well, we think it is, don't we, lads? And after that, we've been firm friends ever since. Was that a good answer, Philip?
Oh, yes. Especially that last part about James.
Of course. It will still be a while till he finally makes amends with Alfred, but at least he did eventually.
Indeed. But since that day, the four of us, good friends ever since.
Alfred,
Yes, Philip?
thank you for telling me that story. I think that you're a really useful engine, no matter what anyone thinks.
Thank you very much. I think the others are finally starting to think better of me. I've come a long way. But it's always good to reminisce in the past. Both the positives and the negatives. I'll try to keep getting better and better.
I think you can do it. You're very nice, you can pull lots of goods, you always forgive, you're very funny, you tell good stories, you...
I'm really flattered, but I really should be getting some sleep as well. And so should you.
Aw, but I have a lot more to say.
Well, try your best to save it until the morning.
Oh, alright then. Good night, Alfred.
Good night, Philip.
With a last cheerful good night, the four engines were all asleep too.